We're back on our show this Monday. It's good to have Stephen Adams with us. He's the president of the Cenla Independent Insurance in Louisiana, expanding its Medicaid program that begins July 1st, and it's going to keep you busy.
It will. I've had a lot of questions surrounding the Medicaid expansion. There's an estimated 375,000 people in Louisiana that are newly eligible for Medicaid since the new expansion has taken place on July 1st. The Medicaid expansion, and Louisiana is the 31st state to do it. Some of the states did it in 2014 and 15, which was funded 100% by the federal government for the first 3 years of the Medicaid expansion. Louisiana is getting the funding for 2016 for it. Then it drops next year to 95%, and in 2020 it goes to 90%. So the state will be funding 10% of it, ongoing. It's estimated to cost Louisiana about $1.2 billion in the next, say 7 to 10 years or so. So it will be expensive. The good thing is that we have a lot of people now that have access to health care where they didn't before. Previously, on the federally funded exchange, if you made too little money, you couldn't get a tax credit to pay for your health insurance. Well, now those people that did not qualify for funding can now get Medicaid. So now there's some positives and some negatives about the Medicaid program. I would say the biggest downfall of the Medicaid program would be how many doctors accept this. Will you have to travel to New Orleans or Shreveport to get to see a specialist? Medicaid reimbursements is about 60 to 70% of what the doctor's cost is, so it's much lower reimbursement rates for doctors. You may be on a new medication that's expensive. Well, Medicaid, of course, is going to make you try to take alternative drugs that may do similar things but cost a lot less. Now, Louisiana, because we didn't expand Medicaid in 2014, we've already missed about $3 billion of federal funding for the Medicaid program. So,
so we have to compensate for that.
They have to compensate for it now. And I assure that probably our tax dollars will be funding some of this. But the good news is the federal government's funding a lot of it for us.
So who falls under the new umbrella that didn't before?
I'll give you kind of an example. Previously, if you were a one-person household, you had to make at least $12,000 a year to qualify for the Affordable Care Act to get a tax credit. People who made under that, the federal government said, you're qualified for Medicaid. They would go to the Louisiana Medicaid office and they would say, sorry, we didn't expand Medicaid. Two-person households, it's up to about $15,000 or less. You can get Medicaid for that. So there's a lot of people that will qualify for it. The larger the household, the more money they can make and still qualify.
Do you see people really signing up and taking advantage of this?
Well, over 125,000 people were auto-enrolled. Previously, a lot of people who tried to get insurance through the marketplace that were denied any funding, their names and all their information, income information was already in the system, so they were auto-enrolled. But if you think that you qualify for it and you want to apply for it, you can do it online, you can do it by phone, you can call us and I'll give you the information. We're offering that as a service to the community.
Stephen, what's the best way to get information on the expanded Medicaid program here in Louisiana now?
The best way to do it is probably online. They've got online calculators that you can plug your numbers into to see it. And if you'll just search on Google, Louisiana Medicaid application, and like I said, you can always call me. I know the ins and outs of it all, and I don't mind
Cenla Independent Insurance.
That's right. We're inside of the Harlan Insurance building on Jackson Street Extension, in between Southern Heritage Bank and the Texaco station. So I'll be happy to help any way I can.
And the expanded program goes into effect July the 1st.
July the 1st.
Which is,
that's correct.
That would be, is that Friday? Friday,
yes. Yeah, that's this week, Friday.
All right.
Well,
right before July 4th.
Yeah, thank you for being here today.
Thank y'all for having me, as always. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Stephen. Thanks for dropping by.
No problem.
Cabrini Diabetes Center, Marie Simpson joins us in just a second. Stay here.